Well, students, let us take a quick look at the story again. When Albert Einstein was in school, the teachers did not like him. He too hated attending school. This led to the school finally take a decision in chasing him away. The narrative begins with Albert's encounter with his history teacher. He was being asked a date by the teacher. This was when he was very abrupt and rude in replying that he found it pointless in learning dates. According to him, such facts could be easily seen from the books whenever required by just flipping through the necessary pages. He gave a small speech on what education was, what should be included in the education system, and what was irrelevant in the system. He defied the traditional methods of teaching. He believed in education but didn't consider learning facts by heart as education. He hated school because he hated the conventional form of education, and the teachers found him to be a disgrace. He always felt like he did not fit in. He questioned things and raised valid points. Finally, the teacher, disgusted and fed up, asked him to be taken away by his father. Albert also hated the place Munich, his neighborhood where he lived. He hated going home. The reason was not bad food or lack of comfort, but the atmosphere of slum violence. He doubted that he would never pass the exams for school diploma as he was unable to adapt with the educational system. He had only one friend named Yuri. He often shared every thought of his with him. He had a cousin named Elsa who sometimes visited Munich. He once told her that he wanted to study science books simply because he liked it. He always read some or the other book. He didn't consider it necessary to read school books as he didn't find any interest in them. According to him, he didn't need additional reasons to study the books he was interested in. His father sent him to Munich to study, but very soon he grew disinterested and demotivated and found it wrong to waste time and money in this way. For him, education here was unfruitful and unproductive. This was the moment of Albert's childhood epiphany when he gleamed with a sudden bright idea of averting school forever. He asked his friend Yuri to search for a friendly doctor so that he could make a request to him to write for him a medical certificate where he would certify him as a person suffering from nervous breakdown so that he could stay away from school. He wanted the doctor to write him off as a lunatic at school. At last, Yuri took him to one of his doctor friends named Dr. Ernst, who qualified just last week. Albert might be his first patient. Albert discussed his problem with him and also shared his plan with him. At the same time, Albert revealed his love for mathematics to the doctor and his mathematics teacher. Now, students, you will notice that Albert Einstein was never praised or appreciated by his teachers, but still there was some hope in him to grow in life by pursuing higher education. Here he proved himself to be different from others. Other students might have gone into depression in such a situation or maybe stopped studying further. So now you can understand, students, why and how Albert Einstein became so successful in life. He was surprised to know from his mathematics teacher that he knew that Albert would leave school before Albert could realize it. Before he could make an appointment to meet the head teacher, he was called by him. However, he was taken aback when the headmaster asked him to leave school, as no teacher could tolerate his behavior and attitude towards education. According to the teacher, disturbed the environment of the classroom. Albert felt bad, not because he was asked to leave school, but because of the medical certificate which he was carrying in his pocket. At that moment, it was nothing more than just a piece of paper that was kept in his pocket, and that he needed to throw it in the dustbin. He was disappointed that he had taken a lot of pain to get that certificate. He walked out of the head teacher's room without turning to give it a last look. The school where he had spent 5 miserable years. Before leaving, he felt that he only wished to meet Yuri, his only friend. He had shared everything with him as long as he lived in Munich. In fact, he was a very good friend of Albert, and he readily came forward to help Albert. whenever Albert asked for help. Albert's cousin was already back in Berlin. Yuri bade him farewell and wished him good luck. So here the chapter comes to an end. That's all. Thank you, students.